And welcome to the News That Broke Glass, episode 48. It's been a month, it's been a while. Eric Bischoff music, whatever. I was meant to do this 2 weeks ago, then 3 weeks ago and everything. Took almost an unofficially extended break, but now I'm back. And I've got merch, and I've got t-shirts. If you want one of these Bleeding Gums logo t-shirts, get me on Instagram, private mail me. I'm going to set up like a Bandcamp thing and everything. And if you want the full logo t-shirts, go to fucking Deathmatch Worldwide, where you can get a plethora of all sorts of fucking deathmatch merchandise. Anyway, it's been a month. I've been slightly busy. I've been to all the Rise NHB shows. I was meant to be at Undisclosed Violence. Shh. Can't be telling you where that was. And I was also at DOA. I've got fucking loads of shit. I did have a John Wayne Murdoch t-shirt that I think I lost at DOA when I was bundling up light tubes into black bags. So if anybody at TNT Extreme has a John Wayne Murdoch t-shirt where he's being like crucified, it's orange like a Halloween t-shirt, message me and I'd quickly to get that t-shirt back. Anyway, also got merch from Big Joe. Where are we? Progress. The wrong way round. Progress, big fucking THC flag. Beautiful. Also, to get into what other merch have I got? Also, thanks to Big fucking Joe, I managed to get this XPW Pleasures of the Flesh. We're going to speak about that in this episode. It's a fucking awesome t-shirt. Oh, Marcia fucking Hayes as well. Ah, beautiful. I also have, this is a little miniature, I don't be able to see this in the camera, I'll put a little picture of it. This is the TNT Extreme Division title. I'll put a link in the description. The guy who made these. He made a TNT World title one and made like figure like replicas like Tomby and Joe and stuff. Awesome fucking work. So I've got that. Is it DOA? This was my white top. I did have another hoodie. This is my white top that I had at one of the Rise NHB shows in the back of it, which is kind of completely fucked and covered in blood. Good times, good times. I've got like a little vlog thing that I've done of the NHB Rise weekend. Majority of it is just me gonna go to the shows, being hungover, and then me after the shows, very, very drunk and then hungover. But content, that's what people want, isn't it? Content, so I'll put them up. These are motherfucking signed and bloody, covered in blood, Big Blue Nixon's fucking gear from his main event match against Brandon Kirk on the very, very final show, which was Rise Against NHB, the American flag ones. Lovely fucking stuff. Speaking of signed stuff, I also have the best in British wrestling for my fucking money. A signed BTT flag. This is what Lou had carrying out to the ring, and it's signed by Darwin. What did he say? Lou Nixon saying that Bleeding Gums is a cunt. Lovely stuff. And Darwin has said, "You, my friend, are a wee cocksucker. Love Dr. Darwin." So love that. When I get the new house, these are going up on the roof. Same with the other flags that I have. Support flags, wrestling. What else do we have? I did have more t-shirts, but I've subsequently lost them all. This is my British Top Team t-shirt that is covered in blood. I don't know whose blood it is, but it is covered in blood, so I'll need to get a new one of them. And what else do we have? This, beautiful. I think this is one of the nicest t-shirts I got that weekend. Casanova motherfucking Valentine t-shirt. Look at that fucking shit. Fuck yeah. I accidentally wore that to work the other day and somebody looked at me like I fucking raped them. And finally, I have the Rise NHB logo t-shirt. And we will speak about NHB is coming back to the motherfucking UK for Games of Death. But anyway, merchandise. Buy the merch. So, first of all, we'll go through all that merch shit. Drew Parker had his final singles American, I assume UK deathmatch. I think he's got one more to do or two more to do in Japan, and then Drew Parker has left deathmatch wrestling for the time being, forever. I don't know, I hope not. But to be fair, for such a young guy from the UK, very, very proud of him. And he's pretty much won everything. Freedom's belt, Big Japan belt, GCW belt, like he's pretty much done one TOS, like all this shit. So fucking good for you. Fucking enjoy your rest and retirement or break, Drew. You fucking deserve it. Like I said, Rise and NHB are back for Games of Death 3. I've got tickets for that. Tickets are on sale now, which is May 27th and 28th. So this is the period of my life now where I've got time to do videos, where there is no more live wrestling shows aside from Kumite, which I really want to fucking go to. But I think the next show I'll probably be at will be the Rise NHB weekend. Callum Butcher has fucking retired from wrestling, deathmatch wrestling, so Saying like for a mental health break and things like that, and he's just too much shit going on in his life and things like that. So hopefully Callum Butcher comes back, but if he doesn't, it was a pleasure to meet you in Derby of all places, sir. Insane Lane has quit. He was meant to be at, this is Sunday the 12th of March. He was meant to be at the NHB weekend. He was meant to be fighting Dr. Dactard, also wasn't there. He just put a thing on his Twitter or his Facebook, I quit, and then I think he deleted his Facebook, so who knows. Dirty fucking Ron has returned to XPW. Clean, sober, Dirty Ron, who looks to be doing very, very well for himself now. He's got his comedy shows coming up. He's doing like his second live comedy album. I think it's Redheaded Stepchild. I'm a big fucking mark for stand-up comedy. I don't know if anybody's known that. But very, very happy for somebody to go through all that shit he went through and then to come back, and he's back in XPW. Also, this just happened last fucking night. Larry fucking Legend, who was not in the UK for the Rise shows, he was meant to be, I think, there in Chattanooga for the ICW Old Bard shows, and put up this graphic last night during those shows. Larry Legend has jumped ship to XPW, and Larry Legend is going to be in all future XPW shows, and I assume no more ICW Old Bard shows. So holy shit, did not expect that to happen. I think we were expecting to maybe get Larry Legend over here in the UK. It's not for me to just to say why people do things or whatever. It's people's own personal lives. I just want people to be happy, and in wrestling, to be happy in life. And if Larry's happy, then I'm fucking happy. Good for him. And if it makes him more money and makes him happy, fucking good job. Can't say a bad thing about Larry Legend. Abdullah motherfucking Kobayashi, this was... When the fuck was this? I was speaking to somebody about this at DOA. I think I was speaking to Pat about this at DOA. I've got so much fucking shit on my phone for these shows. Where are we? It was BCW. This was Battle Championship Wrestling in Victoria, Australia. They had... This was a mental show. They had... Tajiri was there. Nick Aldis was there. Who else was fucking there? Somebody else was there. And also the main event was Mad Dog against Abdullah Kobayashi. Got a picture here. So this is BCW, who just seemed to have money coming out of everywhere to bring in Abdullah Kobayashi for that match. So, I mean, Abdullah Kobayashi's coming back to the US, but holy shit. Also as well, Violento Jack, I think, has got a visa, or is looking for bookings outside of Japan. So please, please, for the love of God, come to the UK, go to the US, go everywhere. Violento Jack, the current Freedoms Champion. And finally, just last night, I stayed up very, very late until 6 o'clock in the morning and watched all this. Nick motherfucking Gage was in Canada for unmotherfucking effing sanctioned main event. I'll go on to speak about that. Gage has a fucking passport, and I believe that, speaking to various different people, I have a passport, but I have not got any experience of being a felon with a passport. I think that the Europe is a lot easier to get into than Canada. So if he's got a passport to get into Canada, then we could fucking see Gage over here for those GCW TNT shows. Who knows, we could see fucking Gage. Get that motherfucking man to Japan. Because if Kasai and things aren't going to come over this side, over to the US, get fucking Gage to go over there. So that's fucking awesome. Anyway, hit the intro and you might see a little message from a friend of the channel. Let's go.
My name is Leonardo Darwin, this is Bleeding Gums, and every one of you are filthy fucking cocksuckers.
So, NHB Rise weekend, the biggest, drunkest weekend of other substances and whatnot that I have experienced in quite some time. We had, just to go through this, I'll go over this in like the separate vlog video thing that I'm going to do, that I'll put up, that will just be me very, very hungover. Where are we? So basically, NHB 41, we were meant to have the pit 15, couldn't have the pit. I was down on Thursday night, the day before, and I went out for a drink, and I think we might have had one too many. Ended up drinking with Darko and Caden and Casanova Valentine. Daniel Doherty was there. Yeah, it was good, but then I ended up being fucking trashed, and on the Friday morning / afternoon, I was down to help the nicest cunts in professional wrestling, the Deathmatch Outlaws, to go down and just help clean tubes and carry stuff about and things and whatever. So I was there before the ring got there. So I was sitting there, I was like, what are we going to do? Was there going to be a pit? And I sort of asked and everyone just sort of laughed. I was like, whatever. So, instead of getting PFX 15, we got NHB 41. So we got 2 nights of the chains, and then we got the Rise Violence Party with ropes, and then we got Rise NHB on the Sunday with ropes. So, the first match, we got Akira against Clint Margera. Akira coming out. This was fucking awesome. What reception. Thing is for anybody watching ICW TV, the Irish Studios is motherfucking tiny. However, we packed everybody in. All the shows were sold out, but it seemed as if there was more and more people by the end of Sunday. It was fucking mobbed. Saturday especially. This match was fucking great. I was really expecting fucking Clint to win, and then they were going to kind of push him winning everything and then go to the when he fought Brandon Kirk. But Akira ends up winning in the end. Just to say, for a lot of these matches, I've rewatched these and things. My memory is fried of watching this. This was the first night, the first day, and I was there helping, so I was more or less completely sober, but until by the end of the show. By Sunday, I was fucking bluttered. Like 4 days drinking, it takes out. Anyway, Akira beats Clint Margera. We got Session Moth against Casey Kirk. Really good to see Session Moth. Session Moth fucking tubes galore. This was fucking awesome. Casey and fucking Session Moth were beating the shit out of each other with light tubes. It was a very good match. Session Moth wins as well. I was like, holy fuck, I did not expect that. Then we got a match that everybody I think was looking forward to, which was Danny DeManto against the Deathmatch Grandad, Iceman. This was great, just to see Iceman coming out. They were fucking brawling on the outside and beating the shit out of each other, and it was fucking awesome. The thing is, I'm not going to go too much into these shows just because it's better for Rise and ICW Old Bar for you to just go on fucking ICW TV and watch them. All 4 of these shows are like 2 hours each a piece. It's like 8 fucking hours of fucking top quality like deathmatch fucking wrestling, high entertainment. And if you're in the motherfucking UK, get fucking tickets to fucking Games of Death weekend, please. Anyway, Danny DeManto beat Iceman because fucking Jack ran in, similar to what happened at the Outlaw tournament, and threw a fucking towel, managed to get right on Iceman. Mr. Perfect-esque by Jack Harrop there. Threw it on his face, and then the towel's in the ring, and fucking Shiny Shoes the ref count, and then Danny DeManto wins. So, Danny DeManto beat Iceman thanks to Jack being a cunt, and then we will move on to that the next night, next afternoon. Then we got Eric Ryan against Danny Darko. Tubes, my Christ, just beating the shit out of each other. Danny Darko fucking bled like fuck for the majority of the matches he was in. Holy shit. I got some shit on my phone. I got a little video. It might be like a little bit too dark to see, but my Christ, he bled like buggery. Eric Ryan did beat Danny Darko, but holy shit, like that was, I think, probably the best match of night 1 was Eric Ryan against Danny Darko. Excellent fucking show. Hopefully get a rematch of that in the future. Then we got the Deathmatch European title, a match that we were supposed to get at the Rise Queen's Jubilee weekend extravaganza thing. Weekend I was going to go to in Sheffield, outside the PPW arena. I think it's going to be like outdoor barbecue-ish show, which I thought was going to be good. Then those cunts that shall not be named fucked all that. So anyway, Big Joe against Casanova Valentine. We got Big Joe being waterboarded by Casanova Valentine. At the very start of the match, I passed Casanova Valentine a red stripe, and he just necked it on. I need to take another red stripe now. Thanks, Cass. Anyway, a lovely guy. I had several shots over that weekend, several Jaeger bombs and whatnot. In the end, Big Joe fucking did beat Cass, but Joe went a fucking hurling into a fucking barbed wire structure in the back. We had so much fucking glass for this weekend. On this vlog thing, I'll show you the just ridiculous amounts of fucking glass. It was insane. Maybe more than the Outlaw tournament? I don't know. I was at both those shows to see all the bundles and carried all the bundles of glass about for both those shows. It's difficult to tell. Then we got motherfucking John Wayne Murdoch against Lou Nixon. Holy shit, Lou Nixon fucking... Obviously, me being a filthy, dirty mark for the British top team wanted to see Lou Nixon winning, but obviously Matt Tremont pulled out, so we got John Wayne Murdoch in his place. This match was great. Tubes are fucking plenty. Just Lou putting the tubes down, John Wayne Murdoch's and fucking kicking him and shit. Great. Big Germans, fucking gusset plates on boards. I take responsibility for those gusset plates, by the way. I believe they were mine. There were several gusset plates at that show. A little bit harder to think than you would think to actually get proper big ones in the UK. In the end, John Wayne Murdoch won with like a roll up and got a brainbuster. Lou kicked out and I think and rolled up Lou. I was like, for fuck's sake. But then John Wayne Murdoch put him over and then they shook hands and stuff, so that was great. Then the main event, Brandon Kirk Open Challenge. B.A. motherfucking Rose comes out. I was like, holy shit. B.A. Rose in the main event against Brandon Kirk. There was a moment where I was like, he was almost won the title. I was like, oh my god. In the end though, B.A. Rose got a fucking weed whacker from underneath the ring. That was sick. Missed. Brandon Kirk gets the weed whacker. I think it was like into the chest, into the sort of back, and then he fucking hurled a chair at B.A. Rose's head. That was like from the back of his head. It's like, dearie me. And then Brandon Kirk wins with, I think, the Psycho Driver Fuck Your Life. And then Brandon Kirk put over B.A. Rose, called him a cunt. He's not a cunt. There's many, many cunts. B.A. Rose is not a cunt. But then said he's an amazing fucking deathmatch wrestler, which everybody cheered for. Great fucking show. I loved it. That was the first night. And then we moved on to day 2, which was the Rise Violence Party, which I do have the poster of here, signed by Iceman and Jack, which was... I will get to that match at the end. So basically, first match we got Casanova Valentine defeated B.A. Rose. I think it's sort of known that this was a very, very good match. Therapeutic for both guys, I imagine. Because at God 2, we were meant to have Casanova Valentine there in the first round against Lou Nixon. And I think someone fucked up his passport or some sort of shit. And B.A. Rose, last minute replacement, I think that was like his first sort of foray into death matches against Lou Nixon. In a motherfucking awesome match, by the way. Go on IDB TV and check out that match. I was there fucking live for God 2. And so from that, because of Casanova Valentine not being there, B.A. Rose basically got this push into who he is now. He's probably one of the fucking best deathmatch wrestlers in the fucking UK. Anyway, Casanova wins. Boo! Boo! Doing the Batista thing, whatever. Then we got Nina Samuels, who I think is excellent, beat Session Moth Martina. We'll say for this is a Rise show, we've got ropes, not chains. Nina Samuels beat Session Moth, fantastic. Nina Samuels was great. So was Session Moth, but I am obviously, as people might know, I'm a dirty cunt for the heels. Lovely. Breakfast tea, afternoon tea, spitting everywhere. Anyway, then we've got Casey Kirk against Danny DeManto. And I will say for this, I am wearing these shorts, these Freedom shorts that I got from Explosion Apparel. Jordan from Explosion Apparel and myself have our logos in the fucking Rise ring. And hopefully at Games of Death we will find out and finally get a picture in the ring with those two logos. Very, very surreal to see Danny DeManto giving a DeManto driver from the top rope to Casey Kirk through a door onto my logo. I was like, what fucking world are we living in? What fucking world are we living in? And I also noticed that in the end Casey Kirk does win. I can't remember what she wins with the finish, but Casey Kirk does beat Danny DeManto, which kicked out of that DeManto driver. Like, what the fuck? For a lot of the shows I was just dotted around everywhere. I think for majority of the second day and third day I was on the stairs beside Danny Douglas and his dad and Mark and my good friend fucking Matty as well. Matty stayed in the same hotel with me, so he had to put up with me almost every day, so I feel so sorry for you, man. But anyway, lovely to spend time with you though, and we'll spend more time at fucking God 3. So yeah, but just saying, for those logos and everything, it's very, very fucking surreal. I looked up on my YouTube thing, and basically, more or less 2 years ago to like a week or so ago was when I first started doing the News That Broke Glass. 2 years of me sitting here talking shit about deathmatch wrestling. Insane. Then we got the 6-man that was meant to be this Deathmatch Outlaws, Joe, Darko, Caden, against Brandon Kirk, Eric Ryan, was meant to be Triumph, but is now John Wayne Murdoch. This match was very, very good, aside from the fact it was more like sort of the US guys are kind of falling out with each other and various things like that. Still got lots of like brutal spots and things, but Caden fucking cut his finger. I'm sure it was on this this match. I think he cut his finger. Caden cut his finger on something. I'm sure it was this. And I even went from backstage to check. I was like, holy shit, man. Like, are you okay? Thing is, I'll speak about this at DOA as well, is everybody's like, oh, tubes. Yeah, tubes are fucking amazing. Tubes are very dangerous. Barbed wire is very fucking underplayed, because Caden like twice fucked his finger. B.A. Rose at DOA fucked his finger. Like, barbed wire is a lot more dangerous than fucking anybody gives it credit for. And I think it's been like so overused and things that people just don't care. But holy shit, yeah, Caden's finger was fucked. That match was very, very good though. The Americans won, unsurprisingly. I think it was with a roll-up as well. And then we move on to the main event. Well, the two main events, for different reasons. Carl Barmer and Leonardo Darwin. The good doctor, the promoter of Rise, the king of the North, Leonardo Darwin comes out and basically comes in the ring, cuts promo, calling everybody cunts and whatnot. Good shit as always, the best promo in the fucking world, never mind England. And he asks Carl to come in the ring and makes Carl apologise and says, go and watch on ICW TV. I can't really do it justice, the amount of fucking abuse that Barmer receives from Darwin. But I will say as well, Carl, thank you very much for putting me and this channel on your videos. Carl's done like a sort of like documentary style series about like his life and like him doing the stuff in Rise and him going to like a magic convention and various things like that. I'll link it in the description for this, but thank you, Carl, for putting me in that. Carl's fucking awesome. As much as I cheer for you to get fucking destroyed by the good doctor. But anyway, so basically Leonardo Darwin is not happy with the apology. It becomes a match. He's chopping Carl, gives him a fucking scoop slam and everything. Then I believe somebody ran in, I think it was Mittens, with like a mask on, and then O'Doherty ran down and attacked, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. Very, very upset at the time. I wasn't that drunk at this point. I was a lot drunk the day after for the second Darwin match. Anyway, basically, Carl beat former Rise champion and current Rise promoter of the year, Leonardo Darwin. Boo! But, hey-ho, he did take a bump on the marbles. Barmer had his bag of marbles. Darwin takes a bump on the marbles. But then afterwards, Darwin did give Carl his future endeavours, which is a beautiful pedigree if you don't know what that is. So that was funny, that was great, entertaining, storyline building, just very, very fun. And that was after the match. After Darwin basically said, he's like, this isn't going to be filmed, this isn't going to be for the cameras. But they did film it, obviously, for ICW TV. And he's like, Carl's went through like anxiety and autism and all his diagnosed and things like that. And he's like, but Carl, he's like, you're a bastard, but you're my bastard. And then everybody gave him a cheer, and then he fucking low-blowed him and pedigreed him. Loved it, brilliant. But yeah, so this is probably the point of the show where I'm going to talk about how Danny O'Doherty, this is the mark part of me where it comes out. Danny O'Doherty is the biggest heel in Rise. And I've got my working for this. So, at the Outlaw tournament last year, when the British top team were formed, the British top team did not cost Joe that match. They attacked Joe after the fact. Boo, boo, hiss, hiss, whatever. Anyway, they didn't attack Joe and they didn't cost him that match. However, then they might have attacked Danny O'Doherty once or twice in promos that are lost to time, might we say. But then we move forward into Rise or Die. Rise or Die, the British top team, Semtex, Lou Nixon and Darwin, beat the Deathmatch Outlaws, Joe, Caden and Darko. Fair, clean, 3-on-3 deathmatch. There was no more run-ins or interference or whatever. They beat them clean. In a 3-on-3, they made Caden tap out. Doherty, who put his job on the line, lost his job fair and square. Then Saxon came out and attacked the British top team. That's fine, that's after the bell. Whatever. Then we move on to the Rise Rumble. So the British top team have won and Darwin has become the promoter fair and square. Then we move on to the Rumble, where fucking O'Doherty attacked the champion and the promoter with a chair and then cost him the world title. So that's him cheating, costing him the world title like a bully would do. Then we move on to these weekend shows where he cost him the match with Carl, and then for the Demanto match he cost him the match with Demanto. So who is the real heel here? Because Darwin is more or less being screwed over by O'Doherty at every single turn, whereas what has Darwin done? He's beat him up a couple of times and cut a couple of promos and poured a bit of vodka on him. Just saying, I think that it is an inversion for you to think that Danny O'Doherty is a face in this situation. That's all I'm going to say. I just feel that the good doctor has been unfairly treated by the Rise faithful. Anyway, moving on, what are we talking about? Oh yes, and then we move on to Jack against Iceman in the best deathmatch, the best live wrestling, the best live entertainment I have ever fucking seen in my life. That match, Last Man Standing, go and fucking watch on IDB TV, is motherfucking excellent. I was fucking ringside for the majority of that match, and I'm not going to say too much more about it. It was fucking brutal, bloody, brilliant storytelling, excellent fucking deathmatch. That is, when people say that deathmatch wrestling, it's just garbage and it's shit and everything. Deathmatch wrestling isn't for you, first of all, so fuck off. But that is fucking art. Genuinely. One of the best things I've ever seen live in my entire life, whether it be music or stand-up or fucking anything. Fucking top notch. I don't think anything, I think Big Joe said it as well, I don't think anything is ever going to be topped in that fucking building or in the fucking UK when it comes to fucking death matches, because that was beautiful. In the end, the only thing I'm going to say is Iceman had his fucking ear, and not his lobe, that fucking part of his ear nailed to a fucking wooden block in the middle of the ring. That's all I'm going to say about that. And then we move on to NHB 42, but please check all these shows out on IDB TV. IWA TV, Jesus Christ. In their dreams. Where are we? There was also rumours of something about Ian Rotten coming back. Oh, that's another thing I forgot to say. The Ultraviolent Underground. In fact, I'm going to speak about that in a minute when I speak about something else. Anyway, NHB 42. The evening show on the Saturday. Akira against Lou Nixon. Lovely fucking jubbly kicks, wrestling, tubes, everything you fucking want. Lou Nixon is fucking... And he got beat again! Bastards! That's all I say. I'm such a mark sometimes when it comes to things like that. Anyway, so we got Akira, beat Lou Nixon, gusset plates, big sexy gusset plates that were brought by me. I should have fucking took one of them home. I've still got some in the house. Anyway, then we got Danny Darko against B.A. Rose, and I said to fucking Danny DeManto online, this will be a fucking dark horse match for Match the fucking Weekend, and I was fucking right. This was excellent. Those plastic boxes that were around the ring were bought by me. Oh god, a bit of deathmatch history for one of the best fucking matches of the weekend. Darko, B.A. Rose, bloody, brutal, chair shots, cup can board, tubes, fucking electric carving knife. It was insane. Big frog splash at the end on all those plastic boxes. Excellent fucking deathmatch. It was really, really good. One of the matches of the weekend. Top tier shit. And hopefully it shows people in America as well that fucking Danny Darko and B.A. Rose are two of the fucking best. Well, this is what I hope that Americans get out of this for watching these shows is, holy shit, these UK guys are fucking great. So anyway, then we got Eric Ryan against Casey Cattell. I think, and for me personally, I think I would have rather had them against UK guys, but whatever. I think it's because they've done it in the US, they've done it in Australia, they've done it in the UK. Good match. I think it was snuff stomp finish. I think they're pretty much wanting to, if they go to Japan, they want to do that in Japan. Just going to run that match everywhere. Then we got Casanova Valentine against Michael fucking Caden. One of the fucking best. Fucking speak Caden all the time now. I love fucking Caden, he's great. He got fucking beat by Casanova Valentine. I don't think Casanova Valentine lost the fucking match. No, he lost that match to Joe. But fucking hell, I mean, it was like, oh, boo, but whatever. Casanova Valentine beat Caden. Good match for what it was. Then we got Session Moth against Danny DeManto. Session Moth beat Danny DeManto. This was a good fucking match as well. Death match. And then we got... This is... I'd say for this show is... My memory fades ever so slightly. Big Joe against John Wayne Murdoch for the European Deathmatch title. The second defence of that belt. I think John Wayne Murdoch stole it during the afternoon show. And then for this one we got... This was the match where we had a razor wire board. Fucking hell. Razor wire, I'm like, that's one of the things is I'm happy to see unprotected chair shots to the head, syringes, knives, fucking razor blades, whatever. When it gets to razor wire, I don't know what it is, it's just something about it. So, when I had a bag with me, I lost like a hoodie, a hat, Valentine's Day, like ICW cards, all this shit. I lost all this stuff. Whatever, I was drunk, doesn't matter. Not the end of the world at the Eiger, but I went, hid my bag like backstage in the weapons room, and I went past that fucking razor wire board. Just I had like a hoodie on, and it fucking cut holes in my hoodie. I was like, Jesus fuck. And in that match, motherfucking hell, like Joe took a back bump onto it, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, fucking hell, man. But Joe ends up winning in the end, beating John Wayne Murdoch in a decent match, very quick match as well. But my god, that fucking razor wire spot, fucking hell. And then we got main event, Brandon Kirk, Clint Margera giving each other a good few smooches. Always nice to see. For the Deathmatch World title and the Danny Havoc Hardcore title, and I managed to get a picture of both of them. Beautiful belts. In the end, Brandon Kirk wins. Unsurprisingly, I didn't think they were going to have Clint win both those belts. But a very, very fucking good match. Lots of fucking tubes, lots of violence. Excellent. Clint, arguably one of the best fucking deathmatch wrestlers in not just the world, but the UK. And not just the UK, but the world, should I say. Trying to talk as fast as humanly possible so this fucking doesn't go 85 hours. But that was night 2. Excellent fucking shit. I'd say the best match of that night was definitely Danny Darko against B.A. Rose. But find it for yourself. Watch on IDB TV. And then we move on finally to the Rise versus ICW. Last show on the Sunday. So now the Sunday, Rise versus ICW. By this point, this is day 4 of drinking, and I was very, very hungover, and I think this is the most drunk I was. Then again, I don't know. I will say this, for speaking to everybody, just meeting people like Tom, Sam, other Sam, Dean, Matty, fucking meeting Mark fucking Leslie for like the first time I ever actually fucking met Mark Leslie, spoke to Mark Leslie for fucking years at this point online. Being these Scottish ICW fans, meeting Jan, fucking meeting just there's so many different fucking people that you meet. Sai as well, all these fucking people that you meet at fucking deathmatch shows in the UK. There's something wrestling, fucking just so many. Honestly, there's so many people. It's such a nice fucking community, and the fucking King Nettle fucking freak Alton Thorne stayed in my room on the Sunday because he came down because he wanted to fucking see Iceman against Tremont. And obviously Tremont wasn't there, but obviously we're still fucking going to go to the show, and it was good to fucking Alton Thorne stay in my room. I think fucking Fletch from Kumite was in my room, Matty was in my room. This was the very Sunday. I was fucking bluttered, so who knows what I was saying? Who knows? But yeah, it was very, very good to meet everybody and see everybody, and it was just meeting all these different people. That was the best thing for me. Wasn't even so much the wrestling or the death matches. It's meeting all these wrestlers like Caden and Darko and going out for a drink and everything, and meeting everybody and chatting to everybody, and it's just like a nice fucking community, you know? Sounds fucking cheesy, but it's true. Deathmatch wrestling is the best fucking... I'm a cat's running about. She loves deathmatch wrestling. Oi! You know when cats just scratch like couches and shit when they've got like massive cat trees? Little cunts. Anyway, move on before I get all emotional about wrestling. So we had Akira against motherfucking Johnny Storm of all... What the fuck? Met Johnny Storm as well. That was excellent. Got a picture of Johnny Storm. I'll put that up somewhere on something. I don't know. Then we got... It was Iceman and... I think it was meant to be... I think it was like went to a no contest. So it was Iceman... It was meant to be Iceman, Caden and Johnny Murdoch in like a 3-way. And then it became... Because after obviously we got Iceman and Jack... We got them singing "Bye Bye Miss American Pie" in the ring and everything, and it was really, really good. We're going to get to see that on IWTV. You know what? Fuck you. You should be there live. Get your fucking tickets. Anyway, so then it became John Wayne Murdoch and Michael Caden against Iceman and Jack. Murdoch and Caden won. Quick little match. It was alright. Then we got Big Joe against Casey Kirk. Excellent fucking death match, very, very quick. Joe's fucking voice was as bad as fucking mine on Sunday. By the Monday I couldn't fucking talk. See that in the vlog thing that I do. Joe beat Casey Kirk in a death match, was pretty good. Then we got Eric Ryan against Clint Margera. They had like terracotta pots, like glued to their hands, like Taipei, but with terracotta pots. It was fucking awesome. Like I say, I'm not going to go through these matches in detail. Just fucking go on IDB TV, you cunts. Then we got Danny Demanto against Leonardo Darwin. With Leonardo Darwin cutting promos in the ring about Mittens' mama, saying, everybody chanting oosh, 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 and he's saying that's, it was, just go and watch it, it was fucking great. Then we had the same shit where Darwin was fucked over, as I mentioned, by Mittens, and by Demanto, and by Barmer, and he lost to Danny Demanto. Boo! Boo! I was very drunk at this point, booing my little heart out. Anyway, he'll get his own fucking back, don't you worry about that. Then we got Saxon Huxley was in a hardcore match for the title against Cass and Valentine, and Saxon beat Cass. And then we move on to the main event, which is American Deathmatch. This is one I got Lou's gear from. Brandon Kirk against big fucking Lou Nixon. Lots of fucking tubes. This was awesome. Final spot, fucking one of these tables. I don't know where the fucking Outlaws got them. By the way, I will say that again to the fucking Outlaws. Thanks for fucking having me down there on the Friday. It was awesome. Loved it. Loved it. I'm happy to sit there and clean motherfucking tubes for hours. Hours and hours. Love that shit. Anyway, so in the end, Lou got fucking chokeslammed basically off the ropes. I think Barmer like threw powder in his face or did something, and he got chokeslammed off the fucking top through this table covered in light tubes, and Brandon Kirk won. Boo! Lou Nixon loses again. British top team got hammered that weekend. Anyway, it was a brilliant fucking weekend. The best weekend in wrestling I've ever been to be honest. Loved it. Loved every fucking minute. Like I say, for me, it was more important than the matches. The matches are excellent. Go on IWTV and watch them. Just being there, the deathmatch wrestling community in the UK is on the up and up and up and up. Especially for fans and shit. People like fucking me have got t-shirts and people are buying them. Like, it's insane. Like the fucking the something wrestling guys, something wrestling as well. The swords were fucking awesome. Or then Lou Nixon fucking destroyed one of the swords, I believe, in the last match. Destroyed the sword. Got big hate from the crowd. Just awesome, brilliant weekend. Emotional towards it when I had to come back on the Monday. I'm bloody lying in bed, shaking. And my anniversary was on the 14th. That went well as well. Fucking hell. Anyway, we move on to TNT's DOA 4. This was on March 4th at Liverpool in the Iger Studios. I had the poster there, I don't know what way to go. Poster there. Only thing I will say is it's signed by Session Moth. However, she wasn't in the tournament. Not sure how that works. But aside from that, I mean, shit, things was ill or something. So we move on. So this show, my missus was with me for this show. She's like one show a year, which is surprisingly been both DOAs the last few years. So the first match we were meant to have alley catch mystery boxes. Say well fucking done to Dean as well for getting all the fucking gimmicks all sorted for this fucking shit. Outdid yourself, man, outdid yourself. Anyways, meant to be alley catch against Session Mob. Motherfucking Antonio Gonzalez fucking comes out, holy shit. This match was very, very good. We got fucking skewers and all sorts of fucking shit. There's like a board in the corner of like Christmas baubles and everything. Alley catch wins by Antonio Gonzalez making his TNT debut. Fucking excellent, get him everywhere. Then we got motherfucking Aspen Faith against Caden. Caden making his TNT debut. I was up the balcony beside the Deathmatch Outlaws. I do have videos of this, so I'm going to do like a separate little vlog thing for DOA. The reception for Caden was insane. Insane. This was fucking, what was it? A home run derby with lots and lots of bats. Light tube bats, light tube fucking bundles. Just, it was fucking great. Tack bats, everything. In the end, Aspen Faith did beat Caden. I was like, ah, fuck. But whatever. Aspen Faith is fucking excellent as well. Good to see people from Scotland involved in fucking death matches. There is not too many of you, unfortunately. Hopefully that'll change in the near future. Then we got Cole Radrick against B.A. Rose, and I felt this was like barbed wire madness with like barbed wire mops and barbed wire plungers and barbed wire boards. The main fucking thing I will say for this, and I'm fucking glad he's okay, he fucked his finger, but Jesus Christ, there was like barbed wire wrapped around like the ropes on one side of the ring. B.A. Rose like dove. Like, he went to, like, do a move into Cole and fucking dove into the things. I was like, Jesus Christ. I thought his head was going to end up, like, Cactus Jack style. And he was going to, like, completely... I was like, oh my god almighty. I was like, fucking hell. All his fucking hair was all ripped out by the barbed wire. I completely fucked his finger. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. I spoke to him afterwards and he was alright. But my fucking god, his finger's a bit fucked. Fucking hell. And then we move on. So Cole Radrick's wins. I mean, for me, personally, not saying that I can predict any final, because I can't. But in this, my final prediction was Cole Radrick's against Joe, and I did get that. So, there you go. Anyway, then we got my favourite match. There was two matches that were my favourite match, but they're for very different reasons. Big fucking Joe against Tomby. Tomby, you're a crazy fucking motherfucker. You bled like fuck. I have not seen that much blood in a long, long time. His head was cut to fuck. We had Tokyo Towers, light tube bundles. Joe got drop kicked through a fucking sheet of glass. Always good. We need to see more panes of glass in UK wrestling. Shower fucking doors and everything. I love fucking safety glass shattering everywhere. It looks fucking cool. I love it more than tubes. but there was a fucking nail board. Just Tomby was just so much blood. His head was fucking cut to fuck. It was insane. Outside the ring, he got a suplex and a guardrail. Back in the ring, this nail board got fucking put on fucking Tomby, and Joe did his big running senton, put it on his head and was battering it with a fucking chair. I was like, oh my god, Joe wins in the end. This is like the second time these two guys have wrestled. One was in Kumite at Derby, was there for. In fact, I've been there for them both live. Kumite and Derby, where Joe had Tomby's neck with a bike lock and he blasted him with a big fucking sword from something. Both these matches have been excellent. Tomby's been like fucking both of them. This was insane. There was so much blood. There's a fucking pool of blood in the middle of the fucking ring. It was nuts. Big Joe moves on. After the show, I ran down and I thought Tomby was fucking getting taken to hospital for blood loss, but like holy shit, like he was okay. I gave him a big hug. Got blood all over my top. I was like, holy shit, that was awesome. That was fucking awesome. Then we move on to Cole Radrick's against Aspen Faith. I do not remember too much about this. I might have been at the bar or out for a cigarette, I can't remember. I'm almost certain I saw this match. I think this is one where they had a little mini John Cena figure and things like that. So this was fans bring the weapons. I think this match went home early. I don't know if Aspen Faith got hurt or something like that. But Cole Radrick's moves up to the finals, so hopefully after Aspen Faith's okay. Then we got Big Joe against Ali Catch, fans bring the weapons. We had a massive, huge fucking bear. With light tubes on it and a gusset plate on its head. Joe took a powerbomb into that. They were fucking brawling outside and battering each other with tubes and things and going through tables and everything. Great fucking match. Joe wins in the end, beats Ali Catch, and then we've got your final, predicted by moi, of Big Joe against Cole Radrick's. But before we get that, we've got the TNT Extreme Division title as Clint Margera defends against motherfucking Alton Thorne. So this was, we got a light tube log cabin in the ring, we got fucking barbed wire boards, we got carpet strips, we got Alton Thorne coming out with nettles. I'm a big, huge fucking fan of Alton Thorne. Also fucking speak to him all the fucking time, love him, he's fucking great. In this, fucking so much, like he got a nasty fucking cut, headbutting fucking tubes, blasted with tubes. It was a great fucking match, and the only thing that puts the Tomby match over this match for me is I think Alton Thorne should have won. But that's just my personal preference. This match was excellent. Obviously, he's wrestling Clint Margera. A very, the fucking top of the mountain in fucking TNT deathmatch wise. In the end, I fucking got blasted with fucking bundles. Fucking DVD'd into the big log cabin of tubes. Great match. Very, competitive match as well. And in the end, fucking Clint puts him over on the mic and puts over Kumite on the mic as well. And I could spot Fletch... from my vantage point, him fucking going mental when he mentioned Kumite on TNT. So that was fucking cool. And then we move on to the main event, which was Joe against Cole Radrick. We'll say for that Alton Thorne match as well, fucking gusset fucking bag of fucking nettles on his fucking head and black light tubes. I don't know where fucking Dean got black light tubes from, but holy shit. Anyway, main event, Cole Radrick's against Big fucking Joe, light tube ropes, barbed wire ropes, all sorts of shit, fork boards, bleeding, like fuck, great match. And all this show will be on Progress. I've got like a network thing. Speaking of that, ICW in Scotland have now moved to Fight Plus. So if you've got your GCW Fight Plus, you can get Scotland's ICW in Fight Plus as well. Money. So it's going to be in Progress. So whenever that's up on Progress, I'll put up a thing on Instagram or something, so you can watch that for this show. Because this is a very good. This might be my favourite DOA that I've been to. I think I've been to 3 DOAs. I've been to 3 DOAs. It was fucking excellent. Joe fucking wins in the end, wins the fucking trophy, good fucking times. Good to speak to Joe and Caden and fucking Peter as well, you fucking legend. Good to fucking speak to Peter. Managed to get me and my fucking missus in a taxi home back to the hotel. He was staying in the same hotel as me. I'll show that fucking hotel. It was like someone at the Shining in that vlog. Anyway, that was motherfucking TNT's DOA, the Rise things, and I was supposed to be at motherfucking Undisclosed Violence, which is a new concept by the Deathmatch Outlaws, the nicest cunts in independent deathmatch wrestling. And basically, in a secret location on a secret date, I couldn't get down because my car's a piece of shit. We had Big fucking Joe defend the deathmatch, European deathmatch title against Danny Darko. You can watch this. I'll put a link on this. I think it's $3.99 to watch it. The match is like 20 minutes or something. It's fucking excellent. There are so many tubes that are out in the fucking cold in an undisclosed location, and those tube shots sounded and looked fucking horrendously fucking sore. But great fucking match as well, so go on that and you'll find out who walks away with the fucking European Extreme Deathmatch Championship. And hopefully, Albeit, whenever they do a next one, if they do a next one, I think they fucking will, because that was fucking very, very fucking good. You outdid yourselves, as always. You do too much for this community, my god. Then we move on. Jesus Christ, this is going to be a long fucking show. Then we move on to GCW's Holy Smokes, which I did not watch live. To be fair, I didn't watch all the matches because I thought, who cares? The first match I saw was a scramble, I thought, skip. Didn't watch Jordan Oliver, don't care. Blake Christian against Akira, I did watch, and Blake Christian won, that was alright. Watched Effie versus Slade, which I thought, I was like, is this going to be a death match? I love Slade. Effie's very, very good. We got lots of chairs, we got like a fucking choke slam onto like chairs, Effie's back, like Necro Butcher style, with the chairs like back to back. Fucking sick. Effie ends up fucking winning in the end, I couldn't believe that. For some, this Charles Mason stuff, I've not really followed it. But Paro and Slade are with Charles Mason, who's got a match with Ali Catch in the second show in a cage. Storyline. He's mental. I've tried to figure out what's going on, but who knows. Then we got Los Macizos were against the SAT in a good little tag team match. Won with the Spanish Fly. Los Macizos retained their tag team titles. Then we got Vikingo against Alex Zane. This match was a bit too long, but holy fuck, the spots. There's like that Vikingo, like the amount of hi there, Navy. That Vikingo, like some of the spots he was doing that like he fucked up were like so scary. Like landing on his head and that, I was like, oh my god. But the spots he hit, like running, flipping 630 cent onto the outside and just all this shit was insane. Like very, very good match. He beat Alex Zane, who's got a lovely fucking moustache. Then we got Rina motherfucking Yamashita against Casey Kirk. Casey Kirk and GC Dub for the GCW Ultraviolent title. Tubes, glass, spears into glass. What do you want, pussycat? Spears into glass. Fucking Rina suplex fucking Casey Kirk from the fucking top apron to the outside through a barbed wire doors. Then they were battering each other in the head with fucking chairs, like Concussion fucking City. Holy fuck. And Rina ends up winning with her Splash Mountain sort of powerbomb finish onto some chairs. Casey did amazing. Very, very happy to see Casey Kirk and GCW on such a big stage. Then we got Maki Ito against Lufisto. I believe I went for piss. Or something happened with the stream or something. In the end, I think Nick Gage comes out. They have a new t-shirt, Ito and Gage. Maki Ito beat Lufisto though. And then the main event, which is the main thing, just saying Gage and Ito have a new like t-shirt from Siles Out. It looks fucking cool. Main event, John Wayne Murdoch against Drew Parker. Excellent fucking death match. Two of the fucking best in the world. Drew Parker's last match. He was getting emotional. I got a little bit emotional when I was watching it. Messaging for different people. A lot of people saying like, you know, they're welling up, tearing up just to watch it for Drew Parker coming out. Especially for us in the UK, for him being from the UK. You're going to get fucking cat hair all over this t-shirt. You little cunt. But I love you. So, what the fuck? We had Drew Parker did a fucking sent-on bomb splash, like from the fucking top to a pane of glass, jumping Murdoch on the outside. Holy shit, so many tube shots, just, it was mad. Fucking mad. And in the end, we got Brainbuster. John Wayne Murdoch put fucking Drew Parker in his finish submission. I think Drew Parker either faded away or tapped out. And I was like, oh my god. What a fucking way to end Drew Parker, John Wayne Murdoch. Drew Parker, basically, what did he say on the mic at the end? Him and John Wayne Murdoch hugged in the ring. They're both fucking covered in fucking blood. I think he said something like, deathmatch wrestling for like him was like being in a relationship with like somebody who's like toxic. Like, you love them, but you just can't be with them. And I was like, very nice, sort of very poignant way to put it. And so that's Drew Parker's supposed last ever deathmatch in America against John Wayne Murdoch. John Wayne Murdoch wins. Great. You're fucking amazing, Drew. Well fucking done. Enjoy your break or enjoy your retirement. You do not need to prove anything to any cunt. Then, we move on to the next night, which was GCW's Ransom on the Sunday. Bear in mind that fucking Holy Smokes show with Park and that was on the same night as... going this way. As that. Ali Catch was in fucking TNT's DOA and that show would have finished at like, what, 11, fucking midnight, whenever it was. And then she flew to fucking straight to America and she was in the main event and that show started at 4 PM. So Ali Catch fucking going mental with the flying and everything. Well done to her. Anyway, so what did I watch on this show? The Motor City Machine Guns fucking beat Los Macizos for the GCW tag team titles. What the fuck? With like a weird finish and then they just won and I was like, what? What? I mean, obviously the Motor City Machine Guns, everybody loves the Machine Guns from TNA and everything. But I'm like, are they the tag team? What? Anyway. I also didn't watch the Scramble, watched Masha Slamovich against John Wayne Murdoch, great little death match. Did these like panes of glass that were kind of like diamond shaped, like not like square diamond, whatever. Murdoch hurling a fucking bundle of tubes outside the Masha Slamovich. Masha fucking did a running like, sort of, what's the fucking, Nick Mondo's like assault driver, like a running assault driver, onto one of these panes of glass on top of two chairs set up, like lying down set up. And the glass didn't break. I was like, oh my god. And she won with that, and I was like, holy shit, fucking hell. Great match, great match. Obviously, I was like, why? John Wayne Murdoch just beat Drew Parker. How the fuck's he going to lose to Masha, sorry. But Masha's going up against Gage in a little while for the fucking world title, so they're going to try and push her, blah, 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 whatever. Joey Janela was against Brandon Kirk. This match was alright. There was a big door that was too thick. I think it was like a Psycho Driver Fuck Your Life, where Brandon Kirk gave like Janela like a fucking German suplex or something into loads and loads of chairs, and I thought that was going to be the finish and win. But I mean, once again, good to see fucking Brandon Kirk in GCW. But that didn't win, then Joey Janela won, and I was like, fair enough. But it was for Joey Janela's Extreme title, or DDT title, and it was invisible, or somebody won it, or I don't fucking know. Anyway, Joey Janela beat Brandon Kirk. And then, main event, the Charles Mason Alley Catch Tag Team match. This match was very, very good. Charles Mason's very, very good. Hit a fucking lovely fucking elbow drop. We had pyro coming out, we had blood, we had knives, we had lots of blood. Very, very good match, went very, very long. In the end, I thought Charles Mason was going to win. Alley Catch ends up winning. The only thing that pissed me off with this finish, though, which is just inconsistency on the part of the booking or on the referee. So, Mason's got Alley Catch in a choke, and they do the gimmick where 1, 2, and then she's powering out, she's hulking up. But then the finish of the match, Alley Catch has got Charles Mason in a choke. 1, match is called, that's over. I'm like, give him a chance to get to 3, for fuck's sake. Anyway, but I enjoyed Charles Mason, probably the first to be proper watching him, because a lot of the stuff I've skipped GCW in the last little while. Anyway, very two good shows from GCW. Excellent fucking death matches. Rena and Casey and Drew and John Wayne Murdoch, excellent fucking shit. And then I'll just say we will move on to motherfucking XPW. And we move on to XPW. Pleasures of the... Oh no, wait, we don't. Not yet. IWS UnFNSanctioned and GCW. This was last night. I literally watched NHB 43, and then I watched the tail end of Circle 6. I would go on to talk about the Circle 6 as Zachary Wentz is the new champion, put Akis Kogar through a sheet of glass through the ring. However, I didn't watch the whole show. It's also not on IWTV yet as a replay, and I can't be bothered waiting even further longer to lay this episode. Anyway, IWS, the company, if you're not familiar with IWS, they're the company that back in the day, I would say 2003 to like 2007 or so, they were like probably one of the biggest independent companies in the world. This is the company that had one of my personal favourite fucking wrestlers ever, Beef Wellington. They had fucking Kevin Steen, El Generico, known as fucking Owens and Sami Zayn, Frankie the fucking Mobster, fucking the Hardcore Ninjas, Green Phantom, Sexy Eddie, fucking Maxim Boyer, fucking all these fucking people. It was a great PCP, crazy fucking manny. It was like one of the main, at the time when it was like 2005, 2006, it was like IWA and CZW and IWS were like the main sort of like deathmatchy companies, like more or less in America and Canada. But they are still running and they fucking sell out fucking shows and they do huge big things. Not so much deathmatch style now, because the more or less deathmatch guys that they do have is the same people that they had fucking like 20 years ago, Eddie and Phantom and stuff. But anyway, I didn't watch this whole show. I watched TDT, I watched them against Los Macizos. This match was fucking good, I enjoyed it. We had Veda Scott and MLJ was on commentary for I think bits of it. There was also another Canadian guy was on commentary with Veda Scott. Veda Scott is a wrestler, she's the wife or partner of Mike Bailey as well. That match was good. TDT won that match. But I mean, Los Macizos aren't champions anymore, so whatever. I also got Matt Falco against one called Manders. They had like beer kegs and shit. But just before we go into the main event, which was meant to be Rina Yamashita and Mance Warner, fans bring the weapons. So for the people who don't know about IWS, basically every year their main show, basically their Cage of Death or their WrestleMania or whatever, is UnFNSanctioned, which would be every single year. And the main event of that show would always be a fans bring the weapons match, which would usually feature PCP Manny, the Hardcore Ninjas, Beef Wellington, Green Phantom, Sexy Eddie, Arsenal, all these different people. But so for this, it was meant to be Rina Yamashita, and basically Fans With Weapons is just fucking hundreds of thousands of motherfucking tubes. People in the crowd have got tubes and weapons and thumbtack bats and all sorts of shit. It's mental. But this show was also at Le Olympia in Montreal, Quebec, and this was like, this place fits like 1,200, I think. It was pretty much a sellout. So Manson and Rina were going to be against Green Phantom and Sexy Eddie. Then motherfucking Nick Gage comes out with his fucking belt and his ring gear for Team GCW. You're like, holy shit, Gage is a fucking passport motherfucking Canada. What the fuck? I think this might be the first time Gage has ever been in fucking Canada as well. And then PCP Crazy fucking Manny comes out for the IWS. So now it's a 6-man. And I think this is the first time in the history of deathmatch wrestling between Gage and Manny. You've at least got like, what? Fucking 40, 50 years of deathmatch experience between them. Never mind fucking Phantom and Eddie. You know, this is insane. This match, it was just tube bundles, blood, brawling. I would say some of it was very, very sloppy, but it was like fucking fans bring the weapons. Who gives a fuck? Gage and fucking Manny brawling into the crowd. Manny took a fucking bump off a fucking balcony through 6 fucking tables, like 30-foot fucking drop. I was like, what the fuck? Manny also retired after a deathmatch where he got cut quite bad, maybe like a year ago or less than that. And he obviously has come back to fighting at Gage. This was brutal and bloody and violent and all over the fucking place. Everybody just bleeding in tubes and shit. It was insane. Won't watch on Fight. You got Fight Plus. It's GCW. You're paying $5 fucking bucks or $6 a month. Watch this show. Or watch this main event. Bloody, brutal, hardcore. And then face fucking washes to Green Phantom. Green Phantom bleeding like fuck as well. Everybody bleeding. And then at the end, basically all the GCW guys are just hammering Manny with bundles. Somebody, I think it might be Mance Arena, hit him over the back of the head in the ear, and he cut his, like behind here, a huge big cut. Blood all over him. He's already covered in blood, and you're like, holy shit. A nasty fucking cut from that bump. It was insane. Gage wins, I think it's covering Manny. In the end, Gage, like, basically Manny's fucking, you're like, oh, you can see Phantom and Eddie are like, cat's going mental again as usual. Manny and, Phantom and Eddie are like looking around, they're like, holy fuck, like, they're all like, Gage is cutting a promo in the ring and putting over IWS and putting over Manny and everything. They're like, come on, hurry the fuck up, we need to get him backstage and get fucking stitched up. Yeah, it was fucking scary, but a very, very crazy match. Wouldn't say it was the best death match in the world, but just to see Manny and Gage having a passport was insane. So go and fucking check that out for IWS. And also, GCW is going to be in Toronto. This is next weekend, I think. After the New York shows. We'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway, that was fucking that. Now we move on to XPW. Pleasures of the fucking flesh. So, we had Lindsay Snow against Chelsea Durden to start. I don't remember anything about this match. Lindsay Snow won. Basically, also I will say that XPW's commentary team of Kyle Wilde and Ron Nemi now, as opposed to not having Chris Kloss, is a lot better. Ron Nemi and Kyle Wilde are a very, very good team together. So, hopefully we'll just get that for the foreseeable. Then we got a 4-way elimination. It was Terex, Bo Cooper, and Biggie Biggs and Judge Joe Dredd, where we had like chairs, I think we had tacks, we had a sheet of glass. Terex got fucking kicked by Joe Dredd to a big sheet of glass. Joe Dredd wins. Very, very happy, very, very good promo as well. Somebody else like the sort of like lower end of like the deathmatch division in XPW. Then we got Juventud Guerreros against Kit fucking Osborne of all people. I was like, holy shit, Kit Osborne. I mean, he's been on the last couple of like XPW shows, but I didn't expect him to be in LA. Juventud Guerrero wins, unsurprisingly. Then we got Ludark Shaitan, XPW Women's title, against Miranda Alice. I don't remember anything of this match either. Bear in mind, right, I watched this show live like 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that. Anyway, Ludark Shaitan wins. We got the sexy ladies. Marcia Hayes was there. That is all you need to know. Marcia Hayes is fucking... If y'all are into pornography, Marcia Hayes. Searchy. Anyway, then we got fucking... It was meant to be Big Joe against the Body, but as Joe said, he had the Wuhan flu or whatever. Joe cuts a great promo at the start. Dirty fucking Ron comes out and attacks fucking Joe. We got tubes, we got all sorts of brawling around the fucking outside. It was great. Big Joe wins. Dirty Ron's fucking back in XPW. It was great. I'm going to say that I just sit up and watch these shows. They run so late. But for this show, including like ring clear up and like entrances and everything, this show only went just over 3 hours, I think. So a great fucking improvement for XPW. Then we got my fucking boy Lou Nixon making his US debut, his US deathmatch debut, his first time in America, I think, against Drake Younger. This was match of the fucking night. Light tubes all around the ropes, just kicking shit out of each other with light tubes. Fucking Germans with light tubes. Fucking Northern Light suplexes with light tubes. Fucking Lou kicked out of a fucking Drake's landing onto fucking light tubes. It was mental. And in the end, we had all these like tubes on the side. Lou's fucking kicking them into Drake Younger. Brilliant fucking stuff. In the end, we had the Bret Hart, Roddy Piper, and Bret Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin at Mania. You know, that were like, I think Lou had Drake in a chokehold, and then Drake kicks off the ropes, rolls back into like a cover, and then pinned him. And I was like, so it's kind of like fluky win, so it kind of makes both guys look good. Good finish, and then at the end, Drake Younger put over fucking Lou Nixon. It was fucking really, really good to see. Drake Younger's one of the best in the fucking world, and Lou Nixon's one of the best in the UK as well. And Lou Nixon is going to be over there for like the next, I don't think he's not at the next show, but for the next several shows in like LA, and he's in one of the New Jersey shows. Lou Nixon is fucking with XPW, so holy fuck, well fucking done to Lou Nixon, one of the best matches of the night. Excellent to see Drake Younger. Then we got the motherfucking main event, where we had, it was going to be the MAGA Butcher with Hardcore Hillbilly and Jasmine St. Clair and Manny Hernandez. Basically, they would come out and they had a mystery opponent. A mystery partner, sorry. And you're like, who's it going to be? Everybody's like thinking online, is it going to be Toby Klein? Who's it going to be? Is it going to be? It was fucking Atticus Kogar. MAGA Butcher he calls Masada, the Faces of Death, Masada and Schlack, the world champ and the deathmatch champ, as communist sympathisers. And then he says, I've got the guy, he says, Masada brought out the guy that took your shit and done it better. And Atticus fucking Kogar at the time the Circle 6 champion comes out. And this match was fucking insane. Masada and Schlack against MAGA, Butcher and Atticus Kogar. Bloody fucking, the audio went out and there was just like, fucking Manny Hernandez is his like megaphone and just blaring like police sirens. The commentary audio went out, they're brawling fucking everywhere. Light tubes, chairs, just... It was mental, fucking insane. Like, go and fucking... And I will say this, I'll put this in the description as well for this. If you're going to watch XPW, I don't think they're on Fight anymore. They are now on Stream XPW. You can go on XPW's website and find that. But I think every individual wrestler on the show has their own individual code and like link to the show. So if you use individual wrestler's code, that wrestler gets more money. So for example, you use Schlack's code, it means that Schlack gets an extra like $5 on top of his wage for the show. Obviously I'll be using Big fucking Joe or Lou Nixon's fucking codes, so I'll put Big Joe's here because he is at the March show. So Stream XPW, Rob Black has got the fucking cash, as you can see he is with Larry Legend going to be coming over. He is giving the guys, as much as you think about XPW or Rob Black or whatever, he is giving guys like Big fucking Joe and things and Schlack and everybody extra fucking money for these little codes and everything. Something that nobody else is really doing. So yeah, fucking insane. But that match, holy fuck, there's a bit where like Necro Butcher takes some of the fucking most horrendous chair shots to the fucking head I've ever seen in my life. And in the end, MAGA Butcher did win. I think he wins by pinning Masada. And then that's how we end Pleasures of the Flesh. Excellent fucking show. Lou Nixon, Big Joe's match, the main event, the Judge Joe Dredd match, and Marcia Hayes. Mwah. Go and fucking watch it. Stream it on XPW. Get Lou Nixon or Big Joe's like social media and you'll be able to find the codes for them. Go and watch that show. And for the future shows coming up, fuck yeah, XPW is just going from strength to strength at the minute. We had PFX 15, Ultraviolent Vortex, this was 2 nights ago. TW Arena, Red Bank, Tennessee, the 10th of March. So, where the fuck are we? We had Akira against Hardway Heater opening match, which is pretty fucking good. Hardway Heater's awesome, like gusset plates and all sorts of shit. Hardway Heater is very, very underrated, and he's featured quite prominently. I need to watch a lot more TWE. I need to watch a lot more Circle 6, but thou does not have thy time. Fuck me. Akira wins, unsurprisingly. He's going to go on the next night for the world title. Then we got Malcolm Monroe III was against Sean Campbell. Sean Campbell is in Kill or Be Killed with Akira, Brett Ison, and Hardway Heater. Thanks to Mark Leslie for telling me that. So I was like, who's all in this stable? Anyway, this Sean Campbell guy was nuts. I thought he was really fucking good. In the end, he like duct taped a chair to his back, like went up a ladder on the top of the cage and like jumped backwards, and MM3 hit him with a fucking chair to win. That was pretty fucking cool. We got Noah Hossman, who's another guy from TWE I've not seen very much of, against Hoodfoot. There was Stairs, there was Tax. Hoodfoot fucking just suplexing the shit out of this Noah Hossman guy, who's a big fucking guy. End up with like a suplex finish to win. Then we got Peyton Blair and Lizzie Blair, who it's the girl with the green hair and the girl with purple hair, who help with the TWE ring. They've been in the ICW Nodes Barred, like helping with like ring clear up and various different things. Anyway, they came in and said they deserve this match. Danny DeManto and Danny DeManto just basically beat the shit out of both of them. Gusset plates, fucking, they have a big running DVD, DeManto driver from one onto the other. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Danny DeManto put them both over at the end. Good times. Then we got Tommy Vendetta against Chris fucking Bradley, and I think a first time ever match. Tommy wins in the end. I don't remember very much about that. It's been very, very short. Then we got motherfucking Tank against Christian Ross, which is a match I want to see a lot fucking more of. Tank fucking wins, lots of fucking stabbing and shit. Tank puts over Christian Ross at the end as well. Beautiful. Then the main event, which was the longest match of the night and the best match of the night, which is something I won't often say. We got Matt Tremont against John Wayne Murdoch, but John Wayne Murdoch came out as Bob Wire Bunny, and a bunny outfit with like barbed wire around it came out. Blasted Tremont with light tubes and a bunny outfit, and then you got the rest of the match was just tubes, gusset plates, knives, forks, stabbing Matt Tremont's arm with that fucking barbecue fork. I was like, oh my god. It was fucking ridiculous. In the end, I think it was like running DVD into the corner by Tremont to win, but this match was excellent. 20 minutes of proper good deathmatch violence from Tremont and John Wayne Murdoch, like two of the best in the fucking world. Really, really fun. I mean, this show was like, I would take it or leave it. I would say go and watch Malcolm Monroe III against Sean Campbell. Watch Tank against Christian Ross. If you want to see Danny DeManto beat up two women, watch that match. And then the main event was excellent. And then finally, for these reviews, Jesus Christ, before we move on to all the other shit, we had ICW Nodes Barred Volume 43 in the TW Arena in Red Bank, Tennessee, March 11th last night. So, NHB 43. And during this show, we had them start off by saying blah blah blah. We don't have Larry Legend here. We hope you get back from your break. And then obviously it was put on the XPW's Facebook and whatnot. The Larry Legend is now signed with XPW and will be on all future shows going forward. And via social media and whatnot and various things with XPW, Larry Legend is no longer part of ICW Nodes Barred. So what the fuck's going on? Anyway, first match, Akira world title match against Brandon Kirk. Casey Kirk runs out and attacks Akira, low blows him. Brandon Kirk's a total dick. They are back to being heels. Fair enough. Akira gets more or less destroyed by Brandon Kirk, and Brandon Kirk wins. So that was Akira's title match 2 in a row now. He's more or less been hammered. I was expecting Cruel to come back on the show, but he wasn't. Then we were meant to have Dr. Redacted against Insane Lane on this show. They were both not there. So Hardway here against Sean Campbell. The TW Tag Team Champions against each other. This match was pretty fucking good. I enjoyed it for what it was. Hardway Heater wins in the chains. Then we got Hoodfoot against Malcolm Monroe III, two guys from Chicago. I believe they're both from Chicago. Yeah, they're from Chicago. Or no, wait, I think Malcolm Monroe III's from Detroit. Something about Chicago, who knows. So this Hoodfoot wins that match, unsurprisingly. I did think there was a point where Malcolm Monroe III thought was going to win. Then we got Casey Kirk against Tommy Vendetta. Casey with Brandon, Tommy Vendetta with Darren McCarthy. We had like doors with Legos and Lego pits and all sorts of shit. Casey Kirk ends up winning in the end and beats fucking Tommy Vendetta. I didn't think Tommy was going to get the win on this one, but the Kirks are heels now. So we've got, I think it was Darren McCarthy got chased away and then Brandon Kirk came back and then helped Casey, maybe blast him with a bat or something. Anyway, we got that. Then we got John Wayne DeManto versus Danny Wayne DeMurdoch. So basically Danny and John Wayne Murdoch swapped gimmicks it was very strange. Very, very funny. We got lots of light tubes and stuff, lots of like comedy shit, comedy deathmatch, which is perfectly fine in the right scenarios. In the end, we got John Wayne DeManto beat DeMurdoch, and they were with Mittens, and Danny attacked Mittens. It was a very, very confusing thing to try and think. Anyway, I enjoyed it. It was fun. And in the end, DeManto basically said, he's like, I'm going back to the showboat. Made me laugh. But I can imagine that backstage and shit, Struggles mentioned it on commentary, the thing with Larry, I assume Larry would have said to them well in advance of the show. It is a kind of shitty situation for them. But like I said before, for Larry getting money and whatever. It's certainly made it interesting for people talking about this on the internet. I will say that. Then we got Chris Bradley against Christian Ross. These two always have excellent matches against each other. So much head trauma. This is a best of 7 series, so now we are at 3-2. And I assume Christian Ross is going to win the last one. We'll get to the final one. I think they're going to put Chris Bradley over in the end. But I would like to see Christian Ross win. Lots and lots of fucking vicious chair shots to Christian Ross's head. It's insane. And please, somebody, GCW, anywhere, give me Matthew Justice against Christian Ross, please. For the head trauma. And the main event, we got Matt motherfucking Tremont against Tank in a motherfucking brilliant match. I love fucking Tank. Love the fucking Reverend. And the Covenant of the Goat are out with... the Coven of the Goat, sorry, are out with Tank. And also Ross Bradley and another H2O guy are out with Tremont. This was just the bit in the match where they're both sitting there, both on chairs facing each other in the ring. 2 boxes of light tubes, and they're just headbutting fucking light tubes into each other's heads. It goes on for about 2 minutes, just constant headbutts. It was like, fucking hell. So many fucking headbutts. In the end, Matt fucking Tremont wins. It was like a sort of sneaky roll-up, like Tank goes into a board, Tremont gets the win, but Tremont and Tank in the ring, hugging each other, shaking each other's hands. I love this match. This was NHB 43. Not the best ICW Old Bar show I've ever seen. I think it was the biggest crowd they've ever had in Chattanooga as well. Like, the crowd was massive in this one compared to the night before, and I think they were saying on commentary this is the biggest ICW Old Bar crowd in Chattanooga. It was still a fun show, but with all the things surrounding it and everything, check out Matt Tremont against Tank. Check out Hoodfoot against Malcolm Monroe III, and check out Johnny Wayne DeManto against Danny Wayne DeMurdoch, and Bradley against Ross as well. Anyway, that is us done for the fucking reviews. It was only taken about fucking an hour or whatever this is. So just before I move on to some other stuff, the Ultraviolent Underground, we were meant to have this, I think it was meant to be on the same day, March 25th, the same day that XPW's show was on, has fallen apart. It's led by Pancos Productions. It was meant to be ran by, there was so many different things. I remember somebody said that it was Shannon Hunter who works for, I believe, XPW, and who else does she work for? She works for somebody else. She put up a thing saying that DJ's not involved and everything like that, and then she left the company. I tried to explain to somebody who didn't know what was going on, what the situation was, and then Zantic said shit to me on Facebook. Not shit to me, but it was just like, you don't know what you're talking about, this is false information. I was like, Zantic! I was like, this is mad! The fuck's going on? So basically, it's a shame, like Callum Butcher and Insane Lane are 2 guys who are meant to be part of it. We're meant to have like the Bev and Remington Raw and Eric Ryan and Otis Kogar and stuff, but Callum Butcher and Insane Lane, 2 parts, but they both like quit wrestling. It all kind of fell apart. They had that big thing with Zandig and Schlack, and when Zandig had his like sort of little meeting, Zandig was meant to put a video about it, but it's never come up. Zandig was very, very like active on Facebook for like 2-3 weeks. Like, we'd comment on every single post and comment on everything, and now he's basically not said anything for a little while, which, I mean, fair enough. Sad state of affairs. It would have been cool, but it's just one of these things, kind of mismanaged, and the people, the HR behind it, and the faces of it, everything changed and everything left and everybody left, and no one knew who run it, no one knew when the shows were going to be, and then they were going to run a show the same day as XPW in that the building where ICW and Old Bard sometimes have held shows when XPW's been running, but then that building's been shut down and all these different things. So Ultraviolent Underground is no more, but I mean, it was interesting for a couple of weeks while things were going on, but it's a shame for the guys who I want to see get bookings and get more for deathmatch wrestling, but whatever. Anyway, we move on to not reviews. GCW, Eye for an Eye. Where the fuck is it? So we've got this card. This is next weekend. I believe it's next. When is the 17th? Next Friday. Sunday today. The 17th. This is at the Melrose Ballroom. And I believe obviously because it's in New York, we will get no tubes. We will get no blood. Boo. Anyway, where the fuck is it? There's so much crap everywhere. Fucking hell. So professional. Anyway, so for this show, we've got Willie Mack against Tony Deppin. That'll be fucking good. Joey Janela, Extreme title against the Grim Reaper. Blake Christian against Jack Cartwheel. Homicide against Matt Cardona. That'll be fucking bad. Gringo Loco against Bandito. Jordan Oliver and Mike Bailey against the Time Splitters, which is Alex Shelley and Kushida, holy shit. Rina Yamashita and Sawyer Wreck against Los Macisos, which on paper sounds like an insane fucking match, but it's in New York. And main event, Gage versus Masha Slamovich for the world title. And then the next night, or 2 nights after that, it is on the 19th of March, so this will be the Sunday. So I think they're going to give themselves like a day break. In Toronto, Canada, in the Opera House, we've got GCW presenting Worst Behaviour. So this is like the second half of their sort of relationship with IWS or whatever. So 2 matches announced for that. We've got Mike Bailey against Masha Slamovich, and we've got Lufisto against Rina Yamashita, hopefully in a death match. Then we move on to ICW No Holds Barred upcoming stuff. So PFX 16, March 18th in the Sonia Middle East in Cambridge, Massachusetts, which is actually decent because it means I can watch Eye for an Eye and the Canada show and this and not to miss anything. And I will say for this, I know I said that last time, I put up like 3 videos in like 1 week, then I left it a month. Life gets in the way, but hopefully now I've got this video and then I've got 2 more coming up this week, and then we're back on track. There's a lot of big shit behind the scenes at Bleeding Gums. You will find out in due course, don't you fucking worry. Anyway, so Cambridge, Massachusetts, PFX 16, Hoodfoot against Casanova Valentine, Danny DeManto against Dr. Redacted. But then again, people were saying, oh my god, is Dr. Redacted went to XPW, blah blah blah. Who knows? It's still in the books for that show. Casey Kirk against Jeff Cannonball, Tommy Vendetta against Clint motherfucking Margera. Clint is going over to, not just for Mania Weekend, he's doing like a little excursion over in America in the next few weeks. And then we've got Akira against Matt fucking Tremont. Then ICW No Holds Barred and Rise God 3 weekend. So previously before there was going to be I think 3 shows or 4 shows for God weekend, which is May 27th, May 28th. Then like basically it must have been very last minute over the place like a week. ICW No Holds Barred has now been added to the God weekend. So I suppose what was happening before. So Saturday the 27th of May we've got 2 ICW No Holds Barred shows, one in the afternoon, one in the evening. And then on Sunday the 28th, we have the full Games of Death 3 tournament. I will be up all 3 of those shows. I'll be round about doing things. Hopefully, I want to get some interviews to people. I want to try and do that for the NHB Rise shows. Last time, obviously, everybody's drinking, everybody's busy, everybody's doing stuff. So hopefully I'll have a little bit more time to organise that. Try and do some interviews, try and do various different things. But I'll be there every day doing stuff. Come and say hi, buy me a pint. I'll hopefully try not to lose so much like hoodies and hats at this point. Anyway, so announced for this so far for the USA, we've got Casanova Valentine, John Wayne Murdoch, Reed fucking Bentley, Tommy Vendetta, because a lot of people are saying, oh, they're coming back too soon, oh, they're going to bring all the same people, but they're not, by the looks of it. We've got Shiny Shoes, Mittens and Demanto, obviously, but Tommy Vendetta and Reed Bentley coming over is insane, John Wayne Murdoch, Casanova, and then from the UK side announced so far, we've got Lou Nixon, Iceman, B.A. Rose, Danny Darko and Clint motherfucking Margera. So that is the lineup for God, and we will go further into it as we move on. There's still tickets available, so buy some fucking tickets. As I will say for any people who have their first shows were the ICW No Holds Barred shows, the fucking venue that these shows are going to be in, the new shows for God 3, is about double the size, maybe more than that, double the size. The Wellian Hall is a big building in comparison to the Iber. So let's fucking pack it and sell that shit out. Then we move on to Faces of Death weekend. So, Faces of Death weekend, Mania weekend, RPW No Holds Barred and H2O are hosting 4 days of fucking wrestling, keeping death matches in New Jersey for these shows. So we've got March 31st is at the H2O Centre, that is NHB 44. April 1st, Heart Ballroom, NHB 45, and that's Newark. April 2nd, H2O Centre is RPW. And then April 3rd, H2O Centre is Monday Night Death. So for NHB 44 at the H2O Centre, this is the 31st, we've got Lufisto against Mickey Knuckles. If Mickey Knuckles is fucking healed from that fucking injury, my god, it's not too far away. And motherfucking Danny Darko's against Hoodfoot. Danny Darko's also over with over in fucking America for this whole weekend, so that's fucking awesome. We see Danny Darko against Hoodfoot will be a motherfucking bloodbath. Then the next night, the Heart Ballroom show announced for that so far, we've got Lufisto against Casey fucking Kirk. That'll be nuts. And then RPW's Street Trash is at the H2O Centre on the April 2nd. Bear in mind, this is Mania weekend. There's going to be 8,000 motherfucking things. There's going to be the whole collective and all that shit. There is not so much of the collective that I'll probably be watching. There's like a DDT show and various things like that, but I'm not that interested. I'll be watching all this. So we've got Dr. Redacted against Matt Tremont, Hoodfoot against John Wayne Murdoch, Danny Darko against Tommy Vendetta, and Remington Roar, who was meant to be against Callum Butcher, against Chris Bradley. So that is the lineup we've got so far for that, which is not too far away. We'll obviously get a lot more matches announced in the upcoming weeks. And then ICW No Barred and RPW are in Chicago, June 16th and 17th, in Berwyn, Eagles, Illinois. So far announced for this, we have got some matches. We've got Lou Nixon's fucking on the weekend. That's fuck yes, cannot believe that. Lou Nixon fucking going over. He's in XPW. He's in ICW No Barred. We've also got this is on the 17th. The second day, which is NHB 49, we've got Max the Impaler is against Lufisto, and also Abdullah Kobayashi is going to be on these fucking shows, and he is going to be fighting Reed fucking Bentley on that show. And I will just quickly go over the RPW match that we've got announced for this. Where are we? Ruthless Pro Wrestling. I've got notes and I got shit on my phone. I got all sorts of shit fucking everywhere. So this is the June 17th, I believe. So I think on the 16th we're getting an NHB show. And then on the 17th we're getting an RPW show, and then a RPW show in the afternoon, and then NHB at night. So this is the main event for the Ruthless Pro Wrestling show, which is called Take is Needed for Pain. Listen to this fucking 4-way match. Atticus Kogar versus Matt Tremont versus Abdullah Kobayashi versus Tommy Vendetta. Holy fucking shit. So that is the Chicago weekend for NHB and RPW, insane shit. Then we move on to XPW as Here Comes Revenge, Hart Ballroom, New York, New Jersey, March 25th. So far announced for that, we've got motherfucking Big Joe, use his fucking code, it'll be in the description, versus Hardbody. We've got Soul Taker against Mr. Fantastic, and I believe at the last Hart Ballroom show, Mr. Fantastic and the Hardbody are like a team now. We've also got Masada against the Maga Butcher for the world title, and I think it said somewhere that I can't find now, I think if Maga Butcher loses, he doesn't get another title shot. Drake Younger's got an open challenge, and a lot of people online are saying they really, really want it to be Atticus Kogar, my fucking self included. Schlack is going to be in action. We've got Ludark Shaitan's going to be there, Sage Sin's going to be there, and motherfucking Larry Legend, which is fucking nuts. Also, XPW's California 2, the King of the Deathmatch tournament in the Derby Room, Pomona, California, April 22nd. 16-man deathmatch tournament, 2 rings. I think one of the rings is going to be like no rope barbed wire, so it saves them having to do set up and cut down for barbed wire or something. So announced for this so far, 16-man. We've got Lou fucking Nixon and Big fucking Joe. Fuck yes, 2 of the best fucking guys in the fucking UK. Hardcore Hillbilly, Aero Boy, The Body, Judge Joe Dredd, and motherfucking Drake Younger announced so far. So Aero Boy is welcome into that. So that'll be nuts. Also, this is next weekend, March 17th, which I believe is the same day as the GCW New York show. This is No Man's Land Wrestling's debut show at the H2O Centre, If It Bleeds. So we've got a Pain in the Glass deathmatch, Mouse versus Satu Jin. We've got Clint Margera against Neil fucking Diamond Cutter in a No Man's Land deathmatch, that'll be the main event. Jess Moss against Kelsey Reagan. We've got 4-way with Austin Luke, Declan Grant, Anakin Murphy and Aaron Williams, that'll be fucking good. Casey Cattell and Randy West against Hoodfoot and Tremont, holy shit. And Gary Jays against Tommy Vendetta. I believe we might have 1 or 2 more matches for that, I'm not too sure. But that is next weekend. There's a lot of fucking wrestling next weekend, so hopefully I'll be back to doing this once a week, once every 2 weeks as opposed to every month. Fuck it. Anyway, let's keep going. Kumite Combat Wrestling have got basically their full card announced for April 2nd. This is in Derby at the Vines Beer Garden. I really, really want to go to this show. However, there's 4 Kumite shows announced for the year. I'm definitely going to be at 2 of them. I don't know which 2 I'm going to be. Anyway, this is the card for this. We have got Jason Joshua against Joe Cardinal. We have also got Act 2 is against Money Mountain. I do not know who the big massive guy is from Money Mountain, but I'm really looking forward to seeing him either live or on IDB TV because it looks ridiculous, it's huge. We've got Kyle Kingsley against Rourke. We've got Radu Bulat versus the Voodoo Queen versus Tombe in a fucking 3-way, that'll be nuts. Antonio Gonzalez against Jack Bennett. Jack Bennett from fucking Japan, where he fought fucking Sakuda Dai, making his debut in fucking Kumite. He'll be fucking everywhere by the end of the year. And Alton Thorne put up an open challenge, a fucking excellent fucking promo, and it was answered by motherfucking B.A. Rose. B.A. Rose is coming to the fucking Kumite against Alton Thorne. That'll be a fucking bloodbath. And the main event for the Death Wolf title, Big fucking Joe against Lou Nixon. Fucking nuts card. In my head I was like, why the fuck's Darko not got his fucking title shot first? But Darko's being fucking America when this was going on. Then we move on to CCW, not those fucking cunts. Not those cunts from the UK. This is Crimson Crown Wrestling from LA. So we've got the Crimson Kingdom. This is on the 30th of March, same sort of Mania weekend. Say for this one show, I think we've got one death match on this show. This is an 11 AM start time, because over this weekend, obviously, we're going to have NXT, all these other indie shows, the Collective, blah 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 blah, and they're running in LA, which is the same place as the Collective. So 11 AM show. Only match I say interest of me for that is Neil Diamond Cutter against Drexel in Supreme Violence match. Then at 2 PM, they've got the Violent World, and we've got a couple of deathmatch stuff in that. Larry Legend's going to be on both these shows as well. XPW thing, because the guy who runs CCW is Kylo, does the commentary for XPW. Anyway, so we've got Supreme Violence deathmatch again, as we've got Lazarus against NDC. I've not seen Lazarus before. Then we've got a Wrestle Rave deathmatch title match as Clint Margera goes up against the champion Dr. Redacted. It'll be nuts. And then we've got a three-way dance with Hardcore against Gina versus BC Killer. So that's the CCW stuff. More death matches in LA. And finally, before I lose my voice talking about wrestling for so long, DMDU have got a double header on April 29th. So in the evening, they have got Not Here to Fuck Spiders 3 or 4, and announced for that we've got John Wayne Murdoch. But in the afternoon of that show, these are both being held in the Space 338 in North Melbourne, where they had one of those DMDU ICW Notes Bar shows. Anyway, they've got a show called Pain Remains, which is an international deathmatch tournament with Heathen Combat, Americans such as John Wayne Murdoch, and DMDU. So this is at 1 PM in the afternoon. So announced for that tournament so far. We've got Vic Craig, JT Hollow and Horace have been announced from Heathen Combat. We've got Charlie Rose, Charlie Evans and John Wayne Murdoch have also been announced for that. Anyway, that is the shit for the last month, basically. Fucking someone flying a bit. I am going to edit this, and this will be up for tonight or tomorrow. And then I will release the little vloggy video thing from ICW Notes Bar, where I'm lying hungover and lost my voice. And then I'll upload the one that I took, which will be a little bit more match related. There is some match stuff from the NHB shows, but this the TNT DOA things. I took some video footage from the balcony and took some things from a hotel and all that crap. Anyway, we will get to all that throughout the week. Anyway, no deathmatch, no life. Get t-shirts. Woo!